Welcome to the Zone on Gonzaga Nation. I'm Stephanie Hawk Freeman, and today we're going to look at the non-conference schedule for Gonzaga women's basketball. So let's go ahead and take a look at that here. We can see that Coach Fortier has done another fabulous job of scheduling a really tough and exciting non-conference schedule. Always love the way she schedules. This Gonzaga women's basketball team is a team that has 10 WCC championship titles, 13 NCAA tournament appearances. They returned 10 players and have 2 transfers in. Those transfers are going to bring a lot of experience themselves. And so I like the way that Coach Fortier has set this up to test her experienced team, especially experienced in that point guard position. We can see here on the schedule that she has scheduled 8 home games, so a lot of opportunities to get out into the McCarthy Athletic Center and root on the Gonzaga women's basketball. One thing that you will not see on this schedule is on October 15th. That is the Numerica Fan Fest. So make sure that you mark that on your calendars. Go out, support the women. Always a fun time where they have competitions and a first chance to take a look at the team. So let's start this off first. November 4th, they're looking to play Western Washington in an exhibition game. Always a great time to work out some of the jitters, get your game legs underneath of you. And then as we go into the non-conference schedule more, there's a lot of quick turnarounds here. So when you're looking at playing these teams, you really have to focus on yourself and doing what you do well, because there's not a lot of turnaround time to scout these teams or to practice against their type of play. So November 10th, Gonzaga will host Long Beach State at home for the first time in program history. Long Beach State is returning 6 players and have 10 newcomers. Now, this is a team that was lost in the first round of the WNIT last year, the 3 seed in their conference tournament, but obviously going to have a whole different look with all those newcomers on their team. Then, like I said, a quick turnaround playing Southern Utah. One big key about Southern Utah is they are no longer in the Big Sky. They are now in the WAC, so they will be adjusting to that new conference. And then Gonzaga goes on the road to Wyoming, which is always a tough place to play, but the Zags are 7-1 all time. This will be the 4th straight game that they will play, or 4th straight season that they will play against Wyoming. They have a new coach. Coach Heather is in her first year, but the last 7 years she's been on the bench, and the last 3 has served as the associate head coach. This is a team that went to the WNIT and went to the Sweet 16 and lost to UCLA by 1 point in 3 overtimes. Next, Gonzaga will then travel and go to the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for Atlantis tournament. This is a loaded tournament with a lot of great teams in the bracket. So I like this. This will be a very exciting time. Gonzaga has been matched up initially to play Louisville in their first game, where this is a rematch from last year. Gonzaga played Louisville in the second round, where they just came up short. Louisville ended up going to the Final Four. So after that, Gonzaga will come home, have a little break, and we'll be able to prepare for Eastern Washington on November 26th. This is where Gonzaga leads 35-13 overall, and they are on a 17-game winning streak. A couple fun different names that we typically don't see on the schedule. Gonzaga has here on November 28th, they will host Maine. And this is the first time that these two teams will meet. Maine did lose in the first round of the WNIT last year, but they are in the American East Conference, always seem to be at the top of their league. So there's a running theme throughout this. A lot of teams that went deep into the postseason or had a lot of postseason experience. And again, so Coach Fortier doing a nice job. The next team, Stephen F. Austin, December 1st, they played at Gonzaga but did lose by 10 points last season, but they did win the regular season. They were the tourney champs in their conference, and they lost in the first round of the NCAA, so that will be a tough matchup. And then another quick turnaround where you go to Stanford and play Stanford. We know the excellence of Stanford. This is a reoccurring matchup that both coaches have committed to. Last year, Gonzaga playing them twice. Always great experience. Love that these coaches are keeping this going. This will be tough. Stanford did lose some key players, but bringing back some heavy hitters and Brink and Jones. Next, quick turnaround where Gonzaga then comes home and hosts Queens. This will be the first time that Gonzaga plays against Queens. They are based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And then giving a little break where they will then host UC Davis. This is they were the defending champs, the Big West Conference champs, but they lost in the semis of their conference tournament last year. And then last on this schedule, Gonzaga hosting Montana. Always a tough team to play. They're always well prepared. There's a couple familiar names on there. Brock Hewitt's daughter Haley is a sophomore. We also see that Carmen Gfeller out of Colfax is on the roster, and Jocelyn Tinkle is an assistant coach for Montana. So this will be an exciting game for Gonzaga. Like I said, a lot of great matchups this non-conference year for Gonzaga. Coach Fortier doing a great job of really testing her team, and they should bode well, I think, in this and have a lot of opportunity to rack in a lot of quality wins. So that is it for today on The Zone. I'm Stephanie Hawk Freeman, and take care.